directly place the variables within the class. If I place any variable here, okay, this is within, let's say, if you assume that this is the class, so this is a instance variable. So this instance variable, for every instance variable, you can give access modifier like to public, static, and private, public, private, and protected. And also you can create a method also. This is a method. We can create the variables here, and we can also create a variables here. So this is a method. Method is nothing but a function. So when you create any variable here, this is going to be local. So this is generally called local. Why? Because this, unless you call this method, so this local and all that cannot be used outside or even outside main function also. Okay, this is within this particular one, say within the class. Okay, but this is function and this is a instance. When you define a variable here, let's say define integer x. So this will be used outside also. Even when you are using outside, who all can use, that will be restricted by public, private, and all that. So this is only limited to this function method. But in case you want to use this, you need to call it. Say, if I say integer y, by calling this method only you can use it. Otherwise, not use. That way we have seen. Assume that this is a class, and I can use any variable if I define as a private. So within this class, even if you define anything in the method also, that will be accessible within that. This concept for within the functions. Okay, but define anything here. Let's say when I'm defining a variable here, so I can say private. When I say private, so this is going to be used within the class. I can use this class, okay, within another method or somewhere I can use it, but this cannot be used. Why others? Right now we are in a single class. Maybe in the next sessions we'll be writing also. In that case, once you define any variable here, and this variable is going to be accessible only within the class. Even if you make this as a parent class to other class, say for example, on the next session, what we'll learn something called inheritance. In the inheritance concept, so you'll have another class, and this class will be called into this class. So this is another class. So this is parent, and this will become a child, or this will be a base, and then it is a derived one. In that case, anything which you define as a private cannot be accessed into other classes. Okay, this can be used within this class only. If you want to reference this and use anywhere within the class only, but other classes cannot be. That is called private. Okay, so one of the, let's say when I have any block here, anonymous means when you have any class, so one of the ways I can go and directly call this class. Say one way is I can go and say, so this is one way. We'll create an object reference to a particular class, and then we'll say obj1 dot. Okay, we have a function called fact, and then I'll pass a number 10, something like this. This is a normal method. But we can also directly create. So in case you don't want this object, okay, we can also use it directly. Okay, this is called anonymous block. So this is nothing important, okay, but whenever you are reading any uh, MapReduce programming, if by any chance if somebody referring as anonymous block, so that will be referred like this. So you will be directly saying that, so new anonymous, okay, this anonymous is a class name, okay, so we are saying new anonymous and then directly calling that method function. So, but this also can be done this way, okay, so this kind of things are called anonymous. So this is getting a value and this is also getting a value. So, but both are same, but one is with object reference and one is without object reference. So this is called anonymous block. And this is a regular calling and this is anonymous calling. Class overload. This is the class name we are writing here. And then in this class I am giving, okay, I am writing a method which is called sum. It will take input values A and input value B, and then it will display A plus B what is. Again, I am using one more method here. In this method, okay, again I am using, but if you say the name is same method name. So this is called overloading, but the difference here is we are taking two input parameters here, but here we are taking three input parameters and then saying display. So when you call this, okay, again as usual, public static void main is there, and then we have object reference overload, and then I am calling first one and second one. So in Java, wherever you see same object using same method or anything we are using multiple times with a different nature, that you can call it as a overloading. That is also one of the key feature of the Java. Okay, we can see this. So same function, same method we are using multiple times. Sorry, I am supposed to make it as, okay, so anyway it is here. Okay, So we have 30, 40. So this is one example of overload, and wherever in a Java, most of the times, one of the key feature of the Java is overloading. Okay, and that wherever, whenever you use same method or anything multiple times with the same name with different characteristics, that you can call as a overload. Okay. Also, since we are talking about the overloading, we know method and then also using loops and all that. So whenever you are writing, whenever you are executing the Java program, okay, one of the key features. Say for example, I'm writing a very simple basic programming. Okay, now sometimes in this case, previously I was writing some, let's say, method, the void, okay, and then I can place some input, let's say, I'll say integer x, I'm saying, and this is a method I'm writing within inside and then displaying whatever value I'll pass, I'm going to display here. If I want to call it, what I will do, first I need to create object to reference to that one. Okay, so this is the test we have given, and then within the test we have, I need to create object to reference to that one. So I'll say, and a dot, when I say call test, I'll say 100. Then it will display. This is the usual method of calling it. Okay, it is giving method value is 100 and start here. So sometimes when I'm writing my program and I want to pass input values from the program itself. Okay, so sometimes whenever you are calling this, okay, I want to pass supply values from the outside. Whenever every time we are giving the values, I'm giving the values within the function. I'm calling it, I'm typing the values. Even whatever values I am giving here, these values, let's say for example this value, rather than myself typing directly here, I want to take the values from the program execution itself. That is very, very important in the map reduce. Means when I am executing this program, okay, so when I say Java and then when I say this args, okay, then I want to pass some value from here itself rather than taking me inside. So that is also possible here in the Java by giving. So how to capture it? Whenever you are writing the main method, always there will be a method input values within that which is called string here. Of course, this can be any other different data type also, but always the main is equipped with some sort of data type which will be taken as an input. Similar to this, when you are writing a method here, so you are giving some values here. In the same way, main also is automatically default is equipped with, that is the standard we have to use. So the purpose of this is, we already know whenever you, this is array, when you are executing your program, you can pass n number of input values. Okay, all those n number of input list will be coming to here, and each and every input value which we give, okay, that will be considered to taken from here. Okay, say for example, now I am going to pass some values here rather than myself taking here. What I am doing, main is, assume that I will pass some values here, okay, and whatever value I pass, from that I am taking the first input character by giving the index name, okay. So I am just taking the value from there, okay. So whatever you supply a value, whenever you calling this class, okay, that will be coming over here, and first one will be taken with args0, and then I am going to display that whatever is there. So this is, we are calling it, okay, and then using it, and this I am taking the value from the class and then planning to display. How it works, we'll see, right? So general, what we'll do, we'll just execute the value, that's all, like this. But I can also plot, let's say now I'm going to give a value 9 after this. So the 9 value will be going as a argument, okay, that like this I can give n number of 9, 8, like this I can keep giving. But since you are taking only one this, okay, then you can go and display it. Okay, so this way you can take the values and then put it over there, all these things. Right now, in case you want, so right now, rather than you taking the values from here, what also you can do here is, rather than myself giving the values, I can call whatever args value I will supply, I will take the second value from that, I'll do. So in this case, I need to assign two values whenever I'm calling. Okay, second will be taken into this function and the first will be taken displayed here. Okay, so now again I'm doing same thing. So this is important when you are writing MapReduce, always will pass the values. Okay, so this is a number. Okay, since we are not converted, so that you can ignore it. Okay, we need to convert it to the number. Say for example, if I make it as a string, so right now I am giving 9 and 8. Okay, now 9 I am going to display, and then whatever 8 is there, okay, method call. So whatever we have given in the method, that value is going to 8 here. You can see here one value showing as a 8 and then one value is showing as a 9. Okay, so here this you can also call the values like this. So now I'm first parameter, whenever I use going as 0, that we are displaying. One we are using here. So since you are calling it from the method, so method call is whatever you supply over here, that is the second value. The second value which I have given was 8, so it is displaying 8 here, and the other one is showing as a 9 here. Okay. So now it is just calling like a other function, but still it is possible to make it. So now we have function, and though it is a main, okay, but since the data type is different and all, so only this will be used as a default one. So I'm calling this over here because it is part of this main class, and then just putting over here. This way, main overloading also possible, but the two mains will not be working at a time. So one main will be used as a normal and one will be used as a default one.